So yes.
Yeah, Punta Colonet is a project that the Mexican government has been working on for probably 30 years. And it's recently become more probable because of the new administrations. And what it is they're planning on building a port that would be equivalent to the port that we have in Los Angeles, Long Beach. And this would be a huge center for trade because the shipping routes are very close to Punta Colonet. It's about 200 miles south of our border, and the concept is to create this mega port and a railway system that would in fact link that port to Mexicali or Yuma, and that way tap into the North American rail system. Extremely expensive. I think they're talking something in the neighborhood of $8 billion American dollars, and they within the last year there was some very serious possibilities that this was going to actually occur, but then of course the recession has interfered and the government had pulled back on some of their requests for proposals to put this project together. The last piece of information that I received in my searching, I just kind of randomly keep track of this, was that the chief officer for the Mexican economic, I can't get their name, the name out, but a very highly placed economic development minister in the federal government said that this port, this particular piece of infrastructure, is still considered to be one of their highest priorities. On the other side of it was the Mexican banking authority says that there isn't any money to do this, and so we have a Mexican standoff. and the idea was that at the end of the article it said that essentially who is in charge? Is it going to be the banker who has the money, or is it going to be the Ministry of Economic Development? And the conclusion of this particular author was that the federales would have the authority to force the bank to provide the funding if they should choose to do so. Now that was the end of June. I have not heard anything. I tried to follow this on the web and get some ideas, and I haven't heard anything more.
Ron, have you heard anything update, or
no.
Eric, or Tina?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of skepticism because there's such a huge downturn in international traffic. I think, what would you say, about 30% off?
At least, that's the average.
Long Beach.
Also, you should be aware, all the money pumps into Las Carganas, and they've risen dramatically. They're going to be handling like 1 million to 2 million TEUs now, because the government's pumped so money into that. So if you're looking at 2 million TEUs going through Lázaro, do you really need, with the downturn now, a facility that handles 5 million TEUs? In a way, it doesn't make much sense now. The timing's really off now.
Plus, I understand there's a little more competition from East Coast ports because of the improvements being made in the canal.
Correct.
The widening of the Panama Canal.
Larger ships will be able to go through there, and the ports on the East Coast are doing everything they can to attract business too. So the possibility of another West Coast North American port, particularly a mega port, being built, and in the context of, unfortunately, New Mexico is my home country, but I've got to say this. For that country to get its act together to do something like this is really difficult. It's a giant challenge. The financing